Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome back to Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. Do not be fooled by that fancy name. It's just me and some friends talking about baseball cards. And today, it's just me talking about yesterday. I went to the Philly show. Excited to go again. I was a good boy on Friday night. Got up early on Saturday. I didn't leave till about 9:30, getting me there at about 11:30, which was a little later than I wanted. But you have plenty of time to go through the whole show. The show itself is indeed bigger than the last time I was there in September. They've taken over that back room, and now instead of 10 or 15 dealers in the back room, it's like 30 dealers in the back room with the autos and just a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So the Philly show continues to expand. When you come in the front door of, I guess it's convention room A, you used to just buy the ticket, go to your left, and then go into the show. Now you buy your ticket, you go into a side room, get a wristband, and then go through the front. So that's changed also. So things are just, the Philly show just getting bigger and bigger. One thing that I'm happy was bigger was the presence of YouTube content creators there. So let me bring up the photo. We took this photo, I don't know, maybe 2 in the afternoon, maybe a little earlier. That's Rocket Rick on the left. That's TJ Online, Tony right next to him. Between them is Mookie Chilson. The taller gentleman in the back is Sammy Thunder. To Sammy's left is Andrew Nuff Said Cards. And that's me looking a little cranky and tired. Not my most photogenic moment. I should say that's not all of the people that I saw. I did speak to the gentleman from Lonely Basement Cards, whose name I now forget, but he now has a new subscriber. And I did also take a selfie with this gentleman. This is Joe from Force Off Corners, who was one of our buddies in the frat house in Cleveland for the National. Great to see Joe again. I hadn't seen him since the National. And we hung out a little bit and then did some card shopping together. So one of my favorite guys, such a nice guy, and such a good hang in the card show scenario. So great to see Joe again. Also great to see Paul Borges, PB Collectibles from Newport, Rhode Island. Paul was set up in his usual spot. I went over to talk to him and hang out, and saw a card I wanted. So we negotiated, and of course he gave me a good price. And I'll show you that card in a little bit. When I was there, Sammy Thunder came up, so we were hanging out, the three of us, and Sammy was nice enough to take this photo instead of me having to get a close-up selfie. So, yeah, Paul was there. There's his son on the left. Also, pretty cool Matt from Providence, who I'd met. I'd known from Twitter for a while, and I'd met him for the first time at the Shriner show for a little bit. And he did such a great job at the Shriner show that he ended up on Mike Junkwag's Hero show with an interview. And Matt and I were talking about having Matt come on my show. So that's a cool thing. I did not buy from Matt. The right card wasn't there. So basically at this point, I expect to see Matt hopefully at every Philly show going forward. So some of the cards that I saw that I obviously didn't buy. There's it's the Mays Stallmeyer. It's a 5. I guess there's only 2 5s, and the last one sold for like 45. So this is Bill Chappell's table. These were his 2 most expensive cards, I believe. Maybe not. There might have been more expensive ones in there, but these are the 2 that caught my eye. The Mays at $47,000. Not an unreasonable price considering that the last one sold for 45. And it was a couple of years ago. On the right is a card I took a picture and sent to commenting Hall of Famer Mike Petty, because I know Mike has been looking for this card. And it's the Home Run Derby card from Mantle. It's got a price tag of $17,500 for a 5. So I know it's a rare card, and of course it's Mantle. So that's how you end up with that kind of number. Scott from Collector Connection was there. There is a Collector Connection auction going on right now that's actually ending tonight, which I'm watching a whole bunch of stuff. And after I get off this, I'm going to go on there and maybe drop some bids down. But this is a preview from his next auction. And this is an entire T207 set. I believe there's multiple variations in here. It's not a complete master set. It's maybe like 2 or 3 cards short, he said, of being a master set. But obviously it has every card and it has multiple backs for every card. I'm not familiar with all the backs. Recruit, I guess, is the main one. And then there's like Broadleaf and a few others. But anyway, so Collector Connection. I've talked about him before. Scott's a wonderful man. And I'd love to talk to him when I go to shows. He generally just displays auction pieces. He doesn't really sell at the shows, and he also accepts consignments. So, but this is one that I really wanted to take a photograph. The complete brownback T207 set will be in his next auction. So, I saw this too. I forget the dealer's name, but he's at most of the major shows. This is a Thurman Munson rookie card signature. He's got a price tag of $30 on it, which honestly is a little high. He also has Pop 7. I didn't know there were 7 graded by PSA. I think there were 12 total in existence of autographed Munson 1970 cards, which, as you know, I'm collecting as many autographs from that set as I can get. I'm in like the 325, 350 range right now. And we'll see another one coming up soon. But happy to have been able to see that one. I saw one recently at the White Plains show, which was in my White Plains video. So here's my my pickups. The total pickup is right here. It's not much, but good quality pickup. So I'm happy about the quality. I did pick up 3 cards. Ungraded for my my collection of 1954 Red Hearts. It looks like there's some stuff on the cards, but that's not. That's just I think that's just dust from the photos. But 3, not stars, but Sherman Lawless, Samuel White, and Gus Cernal. Stars enough in 1954 to get into this set, which only has 36 cards. This will, I think, it brings me down to needing 8 more cards. To finish the set. These are going to go off in my next SGC reveal. I should say that I sent off beginning of last week an SGC submission with 23 cards, so that's going to be coming back hopefully the end of next week, but we'll see. With the holidays, things can be a little bit difficult moving. But so this is one of my 3 slab cards that I got. This is a 1934 gold medal flower. It's Frankie Frisch. So the cool thing about 1934 gold medal flower is that it has the participants in the 1934 World Series. It's Cardinals and Tigers in the set. And my other card from this set is player manager Mickey Cochran from the Tigers. And here we have Frankie Frisch, who was player manager for the Cardinals. So I have both player manager cards from this set. This is a 4, but it's a beautiful 4. I mean, I'm looking at the centering on this thing, and I'm thinking, wow, this is really good. I don't know what the price is going to be, but it was good. Negotiated it down. I think I paid 110 or 120. I think it was 120 for this, which seems like a steal for a 1934 food issue, low pop, excellent eye appeal for the grade, Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame season, championship season. So really feel good about this one for the PC. And of course, I love these photos from the 30s. They just have the black and white. They just have a feel. They have a feel that they're like authentic. And then he's got this great glove on his hand and the facsimile signature. So really love this one. Could not pass it up. And for that number, of course, I'm gonna grab it. So 2 cards left that I purchased yesterday. Now, the one on the left, I have been looking at for a while. I only have one other card from this set, the 1964 stand-ups. And as you know, one of my earliest videos was my Sandy Koufax PC. which is pretty complete. I have all the flagship and filling in now a lot of the off-brand cards. But this 1964 stand-up is a tough set. It's not widely distributed, but one of the problems is that there's a lot of, it's supposed to be pushed out so that the player stands up, and the green and the yellow is the platform of the stand-up. So a lot of these got punched, and also the green ends up with a lot of problems with wear and tear on the corners and on the edges. But this one I thought presented really, really nicely. If you look left to right, so maybe a little bit off center, tiny bit to the right. But for a 3, I got this at comps for a 3. But the card itself is gorgeous, and this is one of those things that we talked about in my last video. Eye appeal versus the grade. So the 3 doesn't mean anything to me. The idea that I paid the price of a 3 for this gorgeous card is amazing. And frankly, I did find the flaw that makes it a 3. And people I showed it to at the show couldn't really pick it out. But I had to show it to them. But the reality is that it doesn't matter to me. It's really, really beautiful color. Corners, a tiny, tiny little bit of white on the tip bottom left, but otherwise just presents a gorgeous, gorgeous example of this card. And I'm so happy that I had enough patience and enough, showing some ability to recognize when and when not to purchase a card. And this one, the great part about it is that I got it from Paul Borges from PB. And, he gave me a nice price on it, and I'm so happy to add this to my collection. It's going to go up with the Koufaxes over here, and it'll probably get front row for a while. And of course, to the right, as you can see, 1970s autograph Ernie Banks, one of the high number cards that I did not have autographed, one of the Hall of Famers that I did not have. I had recently lost out on an auction on one of these, where I guess it was graded auto. This, to me, this should be a 10 auto. It's authentic autograph, old label, Beckett. I don't care that it's Beckett. I don't care that it's an old label. I care that I know that this is an authentic autograph. I've checked it myself. This is him. And the card itself is nice. I mean, the card isn't graded, but it's, pretty nice example. So very happy to add this Ernie Banks to my 1970 Topps autograph collection. This is a big one for me. I can also tell you that price-wise, I couldn't believe how cheap the sticker was. I know when I lost out on an auction, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago on this, over $300. I paid half of that, and even got the guy down a little bit from the sticker. So extremely happy with the very few pickups that I had, but honestly, the show was more about pickups, more about people and less about pickups. So, but overall, really, really solid. A couple more here. So if you recall, 2 weeks ago, I did the video on the Denby cards, and so I went out and I bought I think I spent $20 on this, a cigar box for Denby cigars. As you can see, it's got the Fendrick on it. It's got the factory in the number 202 District of Indiana, because they were out of Evansville, Indiana. It opens up to this wonderful box here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It smells a little musty. It doesn't really smell like cigars, but vintage cigar box from the Fenric company. So not many people watched that video. I'm going to link down below, because honestly, I think that story is fascinating. The 2 postcards, it's called. I got a postcard of the New York Giants. It was written by somebody from the Fendricks. So I looked up the Fendricks and I got all this information, and then I found that they distributed cards, these cards, and I got one of the Denby cards, Charlie Grimm. I don't have the card right now. It's in fact in my SGC submission. I sent it out a couple of days after I did the video. So happy to have done that. So I got that. The other pickup was from the REA auction. It is a 1916 Fleischmann's Bakery, Benny Kauff. If you recall, Benny Kauff was the Ty Cobb of the Federal League. He won the batting title both years the Federal League existed, including in 1914 for Indianapolis. He hit 370 something, and then he joined up with Brooklyn and hit 340 and then won the batting crown that year. And he was so good that the Giants signed him when the Federal League folded. And in 1916, the year of this card, he went on to become the center fielder for the Giants. He played for about, played almost through the 1920s. Through the teens into the 20s. And then he got in some trouble, something over a stolen car, and he was acquitted. He was found not guilty, and he was still given a lifetime ban by Kennesaw Mountain Landis, even though he was found not guilty. So Benny Kauff, interesting character. The Fleischmann's Bakery cards from 1916 were, they were another food issue. It was the Fleischmann and Flanagan, I think it is. Let me see. I looked it up. Fleischmann Bakery, Ferguson Bakery. Fleischmann and Ferguson both put out the same exact cards. The Fleischmanns have 2 rows down here. The Ferguson is 1 row all the way across, name, position, and team. This is 2 rows, so it's Fleischmann. There were also, as you can see, there's a cut on the bottom with little dots there. There were also, little coupons on the bottom that you cut off and send in for whatever the prize was. But this is a Pop 3 in SGC. PSA also has 3 of them. I believe with SGC, there's 2 without the coupon and 1 with. So this is really kind of a Pop 2. I spent a pretty good amount of money on this in the REA auction. It's a matter of public record. You can go into the auction and find out how much I did spend. But collecting Benny Kauff, collecting sets that I don't have, and this is, of course, my only Fleischmann's card. Happy to get it. So that's the Philly show and a couple of little pickups other than the Philly show. Next one's in March. I totally plan on going. And talk to some people about meeting up there again, so it should be fun. I'm pretty happy with the trip and no complaints. So next week, I will have a guest next week. I've already told you who it's going to be. And then I'm working on some guests for maybe the week after that. I know I'm hosting For Collectors on Sunday. I think it's the 29th. So that would be 2 weeks from today. And we'll see you then. So thanks for tuning in. See you again next week. Be well.